Recording.
What are you playing music now?
What's happening, Carl?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's
Welcome
going
to the program. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're not going to play any music. We're just going to go right into it. You recording okay? Everybody all set? Ready to go? Here we go. Off with the show. Episode 16.
It's
16. Last week's show was over the top.
over the moon.
Over the moon and beyond and into outer space. Almost 700 of you beautiful people listened to our show last night.
Yeah.
Or last week. Since
know.
last week.
I loved it.
That's
it was
amazing.
like
That's great.
it was pretty funny too. Like because we don't get many comments, and
No.
we got some comments this week, and I like that. And,
Yeah.
they
We
were
did get some
quite
comments.
entertaining. But I appreciate everybody that comes to our our podcast and likes or listens or shares a comment. You know what? You only help us become better. Give us some advice. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what. Tell us
I
what games
particularly
you
like.
want Sweet Cheeks to have each week.
Yeah, give us some
Right.
topics to talk about. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us what you want us to talk about.
We
And
should.
we'll include you in it. We'll include you.
Yeah.
And we'll
No
be
question,
sure
like
not
this
to
one
figure
guy.
it out.
Through the lens of this guy says that maroon shirt guy just keeps getting better.
Is that what some guy said?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to be the star.
Yeah. I don't know if you were the star or the butt
Yeah.
of the joke.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of these
all
are
right,
pretty
all right,
heavy.
all right,
You gotta
all
read
right,
them.
all right, all right.
You gotta
all
read
right.
them, man. You gotta read them, man. You
Yeah.
gotta read them. You
They're
do.
fun.
You gotta read them. They're funny as hell. They're funny as hell. I think it was one of the best shows we've ever done.
Sure.
And on
What
Feeking
else?
After Dark. Oh well. What else did they say? This one. Okay, the ball has a few arguments. The ball has a few arguments found on the interview. I think Dave. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let me go on. Poor guy in the maroon shirt. How could a person say with a straight face his comment about the globe? Wouldn't you stop mid-sentence and say, "Holy shit, what am I saying makes no sense"? Never ever did I believe that crap. I am 64 and I was taught the earth is spinning globe, but none of the other bull crap, or I would have been a flat earther centuries ago. Show less. Okay. Had a great time.
So he's a flat earther now. Yeah. Oh, right. No wonder.
Yeah,
Oh,
now
I see.
all of a sudden he's a flat earther.
Oh,
So
I see.
yeah, there
I
weren't
got
too
it.
many comments, but enough comments to know, you know. So
All right.
anyway, yeah,
Good.
it is what it is. It is what it is.
Good.
That was fun.
I
We had
don't
a
even
good
care.
time.
I just like to get comments. I don't care if they're making fun of you, me. I'm not a snowflake. You can make fun of me you could say whatever you want.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nowadays are afraid to no, ignorance is something different. Ignorance is something different than a jest or a
Yeah,
comment.
well, that's a cop out. That's a cop out because you could say I'm ignorant on everything.
No. Actually, I think you're a pretty entertaining guy for the most part.
Oh.
I think some things you're closed-minded on. That's all. That's all I
Oh.
said. That's all I said. And we won't go in.
Actually, I took in everything you guys said, and it didn't make a goddamn bit of sense. So that's where I'm at on that. So
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? Like I didn't set out to
I mean, hey, listen here. Listen here. When you have sex between three people, what do you call it?
Three-way.
mother and daughter.
No, if three people are having sex, what is it called? Huh?
A
Menage a trois.
No, that's not.
It's a three-way.
threesome. It's a threesome.
Well,
Yeah.
they call it three different things.
Right.
That's why, okay. That's why you are never always right. That's exactly why you are never exactly right.
Uh,
You call it a threesome. Some call it a three-way. Some people call it a menage a trois, which is French for threesome.
so, some
That's
call it
right.
a
It's a
very good night.
threesome. It's a threesome.
Yeah,
It's not a three-way. What are you
yeah,
talking
it's a
about? A three-way.
Yeah, a three-way is
three-way
definitely
would be
uh,
three-way would be a
three-ways.
dick in your ass, and
Right.
you know.
No, a
Different.
three-way would be like a tie. It'd be like a tie, three-way tie. You can't have a three-way. It's called a threesome. All right. Now you
Call
have.
it menage a trois as well.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! I think we just ruined my fucking little good joke, man.
Or
Why do you do that? It's
maybe
called a threesome.
a gangbang.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead with your joke.
Oh,
I didn't know you were telling a joke.
well, I thought maybe I could just get you into it.
You're
Well,
usually
start
not.
over again. Okay, start it
You're
over.
usually born like Norm Macdonald. I don't know
Come
what.
on, come on. You're about as boring as Norm Macdonald, man.
All right, you turd bags. All right, listen. You have three people having sex. What do you call it?
A threesome.
A threesome.
Okay, you get two people having sex. What do you call that?
A twosome.
Sex.
Oh, okay, all right. You're having sex by yourself. What do you call that?
Alone.
Masturbation.
No, a handsome.
Oh.
God help us.
I wish fucking I had a gong right
You're supposed to say a onesome. Oh, and you're supposed to say a twosome and a onesome. And oh boy, you guys really. Maybe I should have gone over this shit before we got on the air.
Well, that was like that wasn't even like
You guys are about as dull as a fucking brand new pencil.
And you're about as dumb as a box of rocks.
All right, listen up then. All right, listen. All right, here we go. Now they're changing the no more headphone jacks in your fucking phone. They're gonna change all that, and I think that's a bad idea. What do you think,
Why?
guys?
I think it's a good idea. First of all, you can't fucking get rung around your neck. Secondly, a cord is a waste of time when they have Bluetooth now.
Right.
You have
That's
a
why they're
Bluetooth piece in your ear.
They're slowly dragging it out. But listen, here's my point. I have a receiver, but it's not Bluetooth. It's an oldie kind of thing that I need to plug in the jack. I think it should be optional. I like it is right now. See, because my phone has a jack and Bluetooth, which is
very soon.
They have
very soon.
Well, I know they're gonna wave it out very soon.
They have things where you could put your phone by the charger on this dock, and it will charge your phone, and it has exit ports for that.
I understand.
But other than that, you need to visit bestbuy.com and get into the 21st century.
I don't want to buy a new receiver. They cost too damn much.
Well, yeah, they cost a lot of money. But at the same time, you've got Bluetooth on your phone.
Yeah, why do you even
either way
receiver? I have two Bose speakers that are wireless that rock my whole house. Like, yeah, amazing.
That's the future. That's the future.
Yeah, that's exactly the future, and that's excellent because we got to move with the times, man.
Yeah.
Like my phone. I'll listen on my way home from work. I'll tune in to kgfrocks.com, and I'll hit Bluetooth, and I'll put my radio on auxiliary, and it'll pick up that signal, and it'll play for me.
Right.
Oh, I'll be damned. See, now that's technology at its best.
Yeah.
But how do you think
I'm saying?
I have speakers in every room in my house. So if I'm in any room, I just hit my phone and it plays the speaker in the room I'm in, whatever I want.
Maybe they should have a jack that goes into the back of your receiver and goes to a box that picks up Bluetooth. You got me?
Okay,
That,
well, that
that's
makes sense.
probably an option. You could probably find that on Amazon. There's probably
You
Yeah,
something
think?
you could probably,
that out there.
yeah,
There probably is.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it seems logical that there's something like that out there because we've had Bluetooth for a long time. Why would
yeah,
they,
yeah, yeah.
you know, they would
Oh,
definitely
I
have.
understand that. I understand that. And
I
it's
know
going to
there's,
change
I know
over
that
to that.
you can take your phone
Hey,
by
just
here.
like everything else, like gasoline, it used to be leaded, and then later you could get either or, and then next thing you know, it changed all the way no leaded, gasolines. There's other things that has already changed that can't be changed back,
Right.
and for a good thing. I mean, there's no
Like
payphones on the street.
like your mind.
There ain't no payphones on the street. You can't unless I don't know. Is there?
I doubt that if there is, they're for nostalgic reasons. I
See?
don't think there's any. But I don't know that in my city of Buffalo, there's absolutely. I haven't seen a fucking payphone, and maybe the shell of a payphone, like the box, with the phone's gone.
Yeah, yeah. I
You know,
haven't seen a payphone in a long time.
yeah.
I really haven't.
I know,
I
right?
can't remember the last time I saw a payphone.
I know, I know.
Well,
I
it's hard.
That's like finding a fucking dinosaur, for Christ's sake.
Right,
see,
right.
so
That's how.
everything's changing, and then so is the cars are going to change all over to electric.
Well, let me ask you a
See?
serious question. Let me ask you a serious question. How many lives do you think the cellular system in our country have saved?
It probably
Countless,
it probably said countless,
countless
but
lives.
there's also reports that like all this technology is causing us to have cancer, more risk for cancer and all this. I mean, I'm
Well,
not
you know
jumping
what?
on
I'd rather.
I'm not jumping on this bandwagon of that, but what I'm saying is there is reports out there that do say that some of these waves are bad for you, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I don't know about that subject, so I can't, talk about it, but
Well,
it's pretty
but
bad. Some live by the towers of these networks that people around those cities are getting cancer and stuff. That's what I've heard, but I don't know. Is it true? Who knows?
no, I
well,
don't know that if it's true, but I think the convenience of it all is just amazing. You get in a car accident and you're pretty much in the middle of
Oh,
between
oh
two
my God.
towns
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
highway.
definitely. I saw
And
a
there's
movie the
no
other day.
payphone.
And
Yeah.
my 14-year-old daughter we were watching this old movie. I can't remember what it was, but somebody got hit by a car and these people had to drive like 50 miles to go get help. And she's like, why don't they just use the phone? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
Well, back
Yeah,
in the day, you didn't
right,
have
right.
that.
Yeah. So
You
they had
didn't
to drive
have that.
50 miles to get help and then 50 miles back to, save this poor kid. So,
How many people fucking died waiting for help to arrive at an accident scene in the middle of
yeah.
fucking nowhere
No,
compared to what's happening today?
definitely a plus. I mean, it saves somebody like you could even do somebody's like heart monitoring from the phone systems and stuff. Or,
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah.
do,
Your doctor's visit, your
right, right,
doctor's visit's on the phone, for Christ's
sure.
sake,
right.
nowadays.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
that? He doesn't want to see you in his office until he knows what's going on with you.
Yeah, and they ought to drop the prices too a little bit, I think, because of that.
well, they don't, they
I,
charge
I,
more.
they charge you more.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I don't know.
a lot
It's
of
their
this,
I don't
time.
know about all that, but
yeah,
You're
it's
paying
a
for
lot
their
of
time.
this is not their doing. It's that each states are regulating this to do more because of the COVID thing, where you do like Skype appointments and stuff,
Right.
And before, the insurance companies would not approve it. No, no, you have to go into the office. Now, because of the
Right.
pandemic, they are approving that kind of stuff,
They
so
should have approved it a long time ago
they
because
should
it
have.
actually is
Right.
cheaper. It's
It is
actually cheaper. Didn't
sure. And
cost
the doctor
my
doesn't
last one with my doctor didn't cost me a fucking dime.
Yeah, but
see,
they charge
Out of pocket.
not you, but the insurance companies getting
Insurance
charged
company.
more. Yeah, and
Right.
that's where the insurance companies don't like it because it's like all the electronic fees and all that, and
Yeah, we don't, and we're not paying our fucking deductible or out of pocket.
Mhm.
Yeah, our visitor fee and all that shit. Fuck you. You know
Right.
what? I give you enough money all fucking year long, and if nothing, what insurance is to me is a bet.
Yeah.
The insurance company's betting you're gonna get sick.
Mhm.
You're
well,
betting you ain't.
it's just like
You
the
know?
phone company. Okay, you used to have to pay for long distance. If the guy was in the area code across the street in a different area code and the street was the line, you had to pay for a fucking toll fee to call him for by the minute.
Yeah,
Remember?
Now,
I wouldn't
now
call
I
that.
can call Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in early days of cell phone, though, you couldn't. Early days of the cell
Oh.
phone, it was expensive. But when stuff
Very.
out like those free
Very.
phone days on the internet, like
But
I don't even know
it's
what their
way-
names are, but one of those you get a free phone number for text now or whatever.
Right.
That totally changed how all of it, because then you could do it for free through them or cheap through them, and then everybody just dropped that even texting back in the day cost you a lot of money. When
Yeah.
cell phone technology first started picking up speed and steam, the texts were like per text almost, I believe, or something like that. You had a text in plan, and
Yeah.
I remember my daughter in the early 2000s going over it, and it was like $2,000. I'm like, what the fuck, And we got the bill like decreased a little bit, but it was like per text they were charging. Now it's unlimited
Yeah.
text, unlimited talk,
Yeah.
yeah. Unlimited data on most plans, which it should be.
Right. Good. Well, you're still paying $100 a month for it,
No,
so
if
it
not
should be
more.
included,
Sure.
if not more. Yeah.
You're right.
Oh, we did. Connie just had to get a new phone. They flipped the switch down at the office. Somebody flipped the switch on Connie's phone, and the fucking it stopped working.
Yeah.
Just poof out of nowhere. Oh, your battery's out of date,
Oh
and
yeah.
we don't have a battery to replace it. Oh,
No.
well, that means I have to spend another $1,000 on a phone. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. I'm sorry. And that's it. It's over.
In
It's
places like
over.
England, they can't charge you. They don't charge you. I don't know if I know this 100% the right way, but you just buy a phone and then you automatically get your plan and everything. You don't pay for wireless. I mean, it's
Right.
free.
Well, that's the way it was when we were getting phones in our home phone.
Right.
You would buy the phone, and that would put you on the service.
Right.
But then they came out with phones you could buy at the store and all that shit,
Yeah.
and you could go to Walmart and buy it and whatever. And they got all that shit now. You know what? Cell phones are fantastic.
They are fantastic,
Uh,
but here's another spin on that, Free Ride. How you saying how fantastic they are for you call an emergency, whatever. But you just made a good point. I can go to Walmart or Walgreens or wherever and buy one of them track phones, and I could do illegal activities and nobody knows who I am. So on the other
Right.
sense, the cell phone also created a tool for
Help
criminals.
the criminal enterprise. Yeah, it helped criminals.
Sure.
Yeah, well, it helps everybody.
It
It
does.
even helped the terrorists. It even helped the terrorists because all they
Sure.
had to do was program their phone with Bluetooth,
Right.
and they would put in a code, and that fucking IED would go off on the side of the road.
Right. Do you know that? I believe
That's how they did that shit with cell phone.
Hedy Lamarr, I believe, it was a famous actress back in that day, who helped develop Bluetooth back then for
Really?
Navy chips.
I remember when I was on probation once back in the day, and you weren't allowed to have a beeper.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was correlated with drug activity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't have a
Yeah.
beeper.
My dad.
I had a beeper.
Yeah,
I had a beeper.
I had one too, and
I never had one.
I got my first cell phone in 2000 and no, back that up, 1996. I got my
These
first cell.
kids nowadays, they don't even know what a beeper is. They're probably going, what the fuck? What talking about a beeper?
Right.
I had a flip phone that looked like a brick.
Yeah.
It was my first cell phone, 1994. It was a flip phone, and I got it. It had a plastic antenna, which I never saw it do a goddamn thing.
When we were kids, we'd get these walkie-talkies, Man from Uncle or G.I. Joe, and you get these walkie-talkies.
Like
but they were so much fun. We had so much fun with those fuckers, man. I mean, hey.
We used to talk back and forth.
Yeah, kids now like, what's this?
Yeah, walkie-talkie.
Or you could have it like I remember one time I did it where my friends all slept out in the tents in my backyard, and my dad actually hit a walkie-talkie like in the tent and then started fucking with us at night, and making all this noises and shit. And I remember
your dad sounded cool.
That was I actually almost really peed my pants. I was kind of scared. And
that sounds like That sounds like fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I realized, wait a minute, I'm in fucking New York. I'm not in the fucking jungle somewhere,
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ah,
Yeah,
ah.
yeah. But we were only like, I don't know, 10, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I
He's
went
going like this to the.
yeah, he was
What
doing all
the
kind of weird
fuck
shit.
is that?
And they were good walkie-talkies because he worked for like a busing company or something. So he brought them from work. He didn't steal them. He brought them home, did fuck with us that night. And they were like the better walkie-talkie, not the one you bought at Kmart or something. They were like real ones. So they worked pretty good. But I think parents that have a good humor with their children have better children.
Dude,
Oh,
they
sure.
used to cost a pretty penny back in the day. They were almost $10 for the pair, and it was hard to come up with $10.
Sure,
I
sure.
mean,
They were. But I like I was saying, I think it's great to have fun with your kids and fuck with them a little bit.
oh yeah,
Stop
oh yeah.
stop being so soft with them. They
Shit,
don't.
we used to play hide and seek with them. We used to play
Yeah,
fucking army, and
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Wrestle.
they were so much fun.
I used to remember wrestling with my kids, put them on my shoulder and body slam, and not really body slamming them, but pretending I was, and they would think it was the
Yeah,
greatest.
roll them over onto the bed. You go
Yeah,
like this, boo, and
yeah,
they laugh and giggle and
sure.
have a good old fucking time, man. Yeah.
And it doesn't get old now. My kids range from 28 to 14. So my 14-year-old, I fuck with her just as much as I fuck with my oldest son. It's just like I never wanted to raise my kids in this sheltered, feathered environment. The world is crazy.
No, yeah, me and my brothers, we used to play fucking all kinds of we make up games. We figure out how to play games and make them up.
Yeah,
We use army
and make
men.
them up.
Sure.
We'd set army men all over the place, and then we'd get a bunch of rubber bands, and we'd have rules and shit, and
Right.
and
Yeah.
penalties and all kinds of cool
Well,
shit, man.
Right.
we invented most lotion football.
Yeah, we played
Slow
most
motion
motion
football.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on our knees in the living room. We'd push all the furniture out of the way and we'd play on the carpet
Right.
and we'd play most motion football where we'd tackle each other and shit. And
Right.
and the football was a
Remember
sock.
the game with the ball? We play with the tennis ball or the baseball and hit it on the curb and make it bounce up.
Back,
Yeah.
bounce
Try to
back
get
ball.
Yeah.
doubles and triples. We'd have lines. You'd have to
Right.
get them across. I mean, these were physical fucking games that we used to play. That they don't do that shit no more, man.
Well,
They don't have any.
well, what happened is people, is like we talk about technology. Is more technology
Right.
advanced, the less active children became.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that this great step towards technological freedom and coolness made us a lazier Earth.
Well, I'm
Oh yeah,
just
we are
freaking
totally
out about
lazy.
the phase out of headphone jacks to the the
But look what that
Bluetooth.
conversation led us to. Look what that
Yeah.
conversation led us to. We're talking about the kids of today fucking sitting on the couch getting diabetes
Yeah.
while we
Right.
were outside playing
Stop
games and
it.
playing football and playing the games and going to baseball games and going out. My very first baseball game, I was 6 years old. I went to Yankee Stadium.
That's
I had
awesome.
the honor of watching Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris play in the same fucking game.
That's cool.
That was just I look back on that now and I say, my God, those are the kinds of things we used to do when we were kids.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. We had wiffle ball leagues where we'd have like 2 kids on
Hey,
our team. We had 10 kids involved in this league. We kept a schedule. We kept the fucking standings. We kept all of that
remember
shit.
remember how exciting it used to be? You come into the stadium and it would just like open up. It'd be huge. You would just like, whoa, man, this isn't TV. This is
No.
real.
Well,
It ain't like that no more.
That also shows you the difference between, the decades. Like I grew up in the 80s. So in the 80s, it started getting different. Parents didn't let their children wander as much as they did in the 50s and 60s. In the 50s and 60s, you guys pretty much got the freedom to do anything you want, in reason.
We walked home from school.
Right,
We
right,
walked home from school. I mean, we didn't have to take the bus,
right.
no matter what the weather was.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is we had to stay in the house more, and
Hey.
I
Hey,
remember.
if I had to take the bus to school, I would miss the cigarette store.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I missed the convenience store on the corner.
But
We
here's
used
the
to
game.
have.
Here's the game
7-Eleven.
me and my cousins used to play in my living room when we couldn't go outside. I grew up in the 80s, so I had those big wrestlers. Remember those big rubber wrestlers? So we bring all of our wrestlers together. We put them in a fucking laundry basket, and then we shake them. And then if you fell out, that guy's gone, whatever. And then whoever was the last one in would win. And then you'd win one of somebody else's wrestling guys, and that was a fucking wait. No, dude, that's my favorite one. You can't take that.
You
Yeah.
can't take that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there was
Oh,
then it became like fist fights and shit, because you took Andre the Giant or somebody, and it was pretty fun.
yeah.
It was fun. But
It was
I
fun.
lived in the city, so there wasn't no. We went out in the street and played street ball and hockey and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't wander from our street. We stayed on our street. There was no going to the
Oh
water
no.
hole or whatever, or we didn't do that. We
Right.
couldn't.
We were called home. We were told when the street lights came on, it's time to come inside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
but
dad.
we
When the
used to
street
play.
lights come
We used to
on, come
play.
inside.
Oh, yeah.
We get these quarters, man, and you get a few quarters. You get like 4 quarters, and then you throw them on the fucking. And the closest one to the wall wins, and you throw your quarter up against the wall and let it,
We're not talking about
bounce.
prison.
Boy, that was a good game, man.
We're not talking about prison. We used to play that game at school for lunch money.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
We used to
saying.
play that
It ain't
game.
prison.
Yeah.
That was what we used to
2
play
quarters.
there. Yeah.
Oh, you
There
get
ain't no
Yeah.
money in
you
prison.
get in trouble now for gambling in school now.
Oh yeah, that's gambling now. Back
Yeah.
then we got away with it. You boys
Yeah.
knock it off. Get out of here. And that's
Well-
all that would happen. Today it's like, you boys
Yeah.
come with me. You go to the office. You were gambling. No, you weren't. You're just trying to take this kid's lunch money without beating him up.
It was fun. It
Now
was
they just
fun.
beat him up, Now
Yeah.
they just smack the shit out of him for their
I know.
lunch money. Used to be, we used to play quarters for it.
Look at this pornography on their station over here.
All right, porn. Porn.
Come here. Scratch
on.
my back, baby girl. Come here.
Oh, no, don't be doing that. Get
Okay,
out of
hurry
here.
up. God damn it, my back is
Get
no
out
good.
of here.
We
Get
don't
out
want
of here.
this
Get a back
shameless
scratcher for Christ's
Yeah,
sake.
but that was just another game we used to play. I mean, there was a lot of games. We played jacks, marbles.
Yeah.
Did you guys
know,
ever,
Played marbles. Hey, I had some good marbles, man.
Yeah, scratch my back. Scratch my back.
play hide the salami with your best buddy?
Okay, baby. All right. All right, hang around because I might get jock kicks later, okay?
You're a sick bastard. All right, goodbye. All right. Good God. If we had anybody listening, they just left.
Yeah.
Anyway. You're killing me,
You
Smalls.
lost it there, didn't you?
Yeah, I kind of lost it there.
Yeah,
I
kinda
lost the.
it too.
I almost got nauseous. I almost threw up.
Yeah, I
I
know.
Did you get the joke? Did you get
Yeah.
the joke? Did you get the joke? I said, come back, stick around because I might get jock itch later.
Yeah, we
Oh,
caught all that.
listen,
Like I said, that's why I
Why are you
said.
explaining your joke, Norm Macdonald? Stop explaining. That's what
Yeah,
Norm Macdonald.
yeah, no, yeah,
He explains his joke. He'd be like,
yeah.
back in the day, when I was a little kid, and yeah, okay. I see you get a lot of your comedy influence from Norm Macdonald.
All right, listen. Here's a game.
Hey,
Here's a game.
What were those? What were those chips? What were those chips they used to collect? They used to collect these like Las Vegas chips, and they had like I don't know what they were on them or something. And then,
Hogs.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Hogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hogs.
that
Yeah.
sucked.
Mm.
That was a fucked up game.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
I was
some pogs cost more than other pogs and all
Yeah,
that shit.
it was like an 80s thing. It sucked.
No, it was more. It was more in the '90s because I remember my brother doing it. The '80s, I remember getting those slap bracelets that they were like a magnet bracelet, like it was a piece of metal and it was straight like this, and you slapped it on your wrist and it wrapped around your wrist. Those fucking things.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, back in the 70s, they had those clackers. Remember the clacker?
We still have them now.
Balls on the string. Clack, 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 clack. Fuck me, man. I hated those fuckers, man.
I got hit right in the nose by one, man. I got hit right in the nose by one. My son, my oldest son, was playing with him, and he was like 4. And I'm sitting with him on my lap. He's going, "Look, Dad, look, I got it going." And then he went up over his head, and he caught me right on the bridge of my fucking nose, man. And I said, "That's it. Those fucking things went in the garbage that night."
Not to defend your, not to defend your son. It's a pretty big target he had.
Yeah, but still, he wasn't. It wasn't like he was. I bled for 3 days. It's not a laughing matter. I literally gave me a bloody fucking nose, man.
I remember one
he
time.
hurt me. I had tears running down out of my eyes.
I remember hurt my dad one time. We were cleaning out the garage, and we were all done. The shit looked great. So he's ready to close the garage door, and I'm like, "Oh wait!" And there was like my sister's Barbie doll head on the ground. So I went to whip it in the garage, and I hit him in the nut. And I just like grazed it the way he was standing. He went down to the ground, and the fucking garage door fell on him and everything. And I was scared I was gonna get my ass whooped and shit, you know? And it was a total accident, you know. It was just
right.
And then
I didn't mean to
tried
do
not
it.
to laugh, you know. But
Yeah, it's hard not to laugh. Yeah. My son, he just laughed his ass off, and
sure,
then he looked at me, and I looked at him. I had blood running down my face, and he got scared.
yeah,
He ran into his room. Yeah, he didn't mean to do it, but it still hurt like hell.
yeah.
It's still,
Sometimes kids can hurt you for real. It's crazy. It's like
kids
you
are amazing.
realize. I love kids. I love my daughters, my granddaughters, everything. You know, it's like sometimes they're a big pain in my ass, but it's like I miss them when I don't have them around, you know.
Oh, sure. Hey, my kids are all grown, and I feel the same way. I miss my kids too.
Yeah,
I mean, my kids used to do some pretty funny stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, some make me laugh stuff,
Right.
laugh out loud.
Most comedians get their material from their children.
I'm telling you, man, they would just be funny stuff that they would do. So, anyways, I'm looking on the internet,
Okay.
and not right now, I'm not, but I was looking on the internet, and I noticed that things are trending back the other way now. That defunding the police is a failed a failed risk that they failed at miserably because Minneapolis just voted to keep the police. There was a vote up that they were going to vote on whether or not to dismantle the police and rebuild them in a Democrat's image, and they said fuck no. They said enough is enough, and it's starting to backfire. It's starting to go the other way now, and I think that like everything else, it's like a trend. It's like a trend. Disco was a trend. Rock and roll was a trend. Rock was a trend. Everything is in a trend.
Yeah, but
and the same
techno,
thing with fucking
techno was a trend. Techno was an 80s trend. Hey,
your life. This could have made your life dangerous if this went the other way. This could have made, say you got your mom live in another city and you can't get a hold of her. Now what do? There's no cops because you got to call a social worker to go check on your mom. I mean, it was silly business to begin with.
It really was. It really was. And and it's starting to look like more like, all these people, they've got their own hired security. Sure. They pay thousands of dollars for their security, but the normal person, they can't buy their own fucking security. No one can.
The only people that would say defund the police are criminals, in my opinion. So if somebody from a point of law in Congress, whatever, agrees with defunding the police, that's because they want to do something illegal and don't want to get caught doing it. Because what other justification would there be? Reform? Yes. Re-educate? Yes.
Yeah.
Abolish?
But not.
No.
You can't abolish.
They need to pay more attention to the Constitution, which they pretty much, they are the Constitution. They make up the rules and the laws. They lie on people. That's the problem. It's not a defunding thing. It's a goddamn overpowering thing. Well, it's a thing where they think that they've got, since marijuana's illegal, we can search you any fucking time we want, and this is Nazism, and that's what needs to change.
But that's what I'm
and I agree.
Reform. reform, re-educate,
Re-educate, but don't
even
dismantle.
rehire new people, hire new people, get rid of the bad people, stop making it hard for a district to get rid of a police officer because the union's so good. If a
I
police
mean, hell,
officer is the
I mean,
scumbag,
they could pull you over back in the day and just say, "Hey, smells like marijuana."
right?
I'm going to search your fucking car.
Well,
And
but that's a power that somebody gave to them.
that's
Right.
that should be
That's
it
not
should
a
be more
power.
of a constitutional power that
Sure,
which they should work on, and
sure.
more, not so much made up shit.
Yeah, but you know what?
And
Don't give them so much power.
The
They
problem
got
with this country, though, is, and you got to hear me out on this,
yeah.
there's different levels to government in every area. So in Buffalo, New York, there's a city government, okay, that governs those police officers just for the city of Buffalo. Then there's a higher one, the county, that has a different set of rules. Then there's the state police that has a different set of rules. Stop with
right.
that. Let's make not local municipality police officers, but maybe more on the same level. But I think what they're afraid of is that they have one police force instead of the sheriffs and the state troopers.
That'll be like Gestapo.
Right, there's nobody to investigate the other entity if something happens.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's the reason. So there's state gov laws, there's city laws, but what I think is that not a uniform police department, but a uniform rule system on certain things. Okay.
Right.
Because laws are different in every city you go to. Marijuana is not legal here. They could smell marijuana in my car and they can't do a damn thing. Okay. But somewhere else it is. So it doesn't work at a uniform police department. But some of the rules need to change. Some of the education needs to change.
Well,
The things
yeah,
absolutely.
that women are taught. I mean, it's about making right choices. Like you're right though. They go off of power hungry, off of what the power they get.
yeah.
And
They
that's
have
what
too much power.
they need to relearn, that they actually work for you
Work
and
for
I.
us.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Right,
they
and
turn
not
that
for the
around.
government.
It's like we gotta listen to them no matter what. You got no say so.
But I do
You're
agree with not being
infantile. You're just infantile, and I know the law, and I'm who says what goes.
right,
You know
right. And you're right.
you shut
They
your
do,
mouth.
they do that. But there's
Or
also
or
times
we'll
you
arrest
shut
you.
your mouth. There's
Yeah.
times where you should shut your mouth too, though.
Yeah. There's times when you got a right to remain silent and you
Yeah.
should. There's sometimes when you just don't say nothing at all and let them talk.
Right.
And when they ask you a question and say, that's not relative to what we're talking about, and just go on and just move on. I think there's a way to do it without getting yourself in trouble. And a lot of people need to learn that when a police officer pulls you over and he asks you where you've been, you say I just robbed the First National Bank up the street here, and I'm headed to my getaway and my hideaway. Like I'm going to tell you where
Right.
I was
Right.
and where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? My answer to that is that's not why you pulled me over.
Right.
Finding out where I've been is not why you pulled me over, is it? Well,
Right.
no. Then what do you need to know where I was coming from for? You're not going to go home with me and have a beer with me.
Right.
You're not my friend. So divulging to you information that's irrelevant to why you pulled me over
But
has
he's
no
trying to
bearing
build a
on this whatsoever.
case. He's
Yeah,
trying
he's
to build
trying to
a
build a
case.
case.
Well, that's
He
another thing
wants
that needs to change is like there's systems in the law enforcement departments that reward more arrests. Okay, so stop doing that kind of stuff. Your budget depends on how much money you bring in on traffic tickets and this and that and blah blah blah. Get rid of all that shit. Let's face it,
Yeah,
traffic tickets are just for the police department to make money. That's all it does. It doesn't
that's
teach you
all
to
it
be a
does.
better driver because you're still gonna fucking
No,
do it. You just got caught
you're
that
still
time.
gonna fuck up. That's
Right.
all.
And
That's all.
it's the laws in this world that need to change are these fined laws. They're not real laws because if you were really breaking a law, you go to jail. Okay.
Right.
This fine system to me is worse than going to jail, because you're just going to pull me over now and add shit on so that you can make more money for the bank, for your bank, and
Well, that's what
that
it's always been,
that's
though.
got
Money
to change.
game.
Yeah.
Money game. Some people are, like we've talked about before on our show, that if you don't have any money, you are truly fucked.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
that's why a lot of people want to go to the socialized world, because they feel that it's going to make less millionaires. No, people, it's not. It's not going to make less millionaires. It's going to make
No,
you
it,
less livable of a life. It's going to make you have a
it make you
less
less
life.
safe.
Right.
It'll
Right.
make you less safe. I mean, but the
Well,
problem with that is I can't afford a $250,000 bond,
No.
but
Sure.
this guy can.
Sure.
And so he's out on the street no matter what his offense is, and I'm still locked up in jail.
It's
I
all about.
can't get out.
Mhm. The
freedom
whole
is
system.
money. Money is freedom.
If
Well,
it's murder or kidnapping or child abuse or something like that, okay, I can see you setting the bar that high. But
right.
if I go out and I get pulled over and they find out I got unpaid tickets and they take me to jail and they say, well, that'll be $1,000 to get out of jail this time. Fuck you, asshole.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is that all about?
Right. Right.
$1,000? Kiss my ass.
I think fines should be stricken from law enforcement completely. And other things
Well,
should be.
that's not going to happen
Well, no,
because they need to pay for okay, say for instance, they come to your house and they raid it with 12 guys well, somebody's got to pay that. So
sure.
you're
Right.
going to get
I
a fine.
understand. I understand why they do it, but here's other things that are stupid. Why do I got to get a license when I buy a dog? What the fuck do I got to pay the state or the city or whatever money when I have a dog?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
I
the
Well,
don't.
tax on the
so
dog.
they can pick up stray dogs and they got dog pound and they got the dog police and they got, you got to pay for that. And that's what licenses pay for, right?
Well, that to me is not the way a government should work. The government, we should only be paying taxes on certain things. Income, is one thing that we never did pay tax on until the early 20s or 30s. I think that changed.
Well, income
Uh,
tax is not a law.
it's no, oh no, it's absolutely not. You're 1000% right. It's never been made into a law. The IRS is actually an illegal entity if you look at things. You'll never
Yeah.
win that battle ever, but
Ever.
it's absolutely the truth.
It's
It's
an illegal. It's illegal. What they're
And
doing is against the Constitution, and they
yeah,
did it under the premise of this is only temporary,
yeah, yeah,
just
that
like Social
reminds me,
Security.
those
yeah,
Social Security was
motherfuckers,
supposed to be temporary.
yeah,
I said I ended up going exempt one year back in the 80s. And I ended up going exempt for a few months. And then I did my tax papers and it said that I owed them like $400 at the end of the year. And I
yeah.
didn't have $400. So I said, oh, you know what? It's $400 ain't nothing to them, What the
Right?
fuck? I'll just tear this up like I pretend I didn't, even do this. And then about 10 years later, they caught up with me because I had to get a real job.
Mhm.
And it turned out that I owed them $10,000
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Yeah.
penalties and fees and assessment. And guess what? I had to pay that.
Well, you hurt
Yeah.
you absolutely, by ignoring them, you hurt their fucking feelings, so they had to fine you for that. And
It's
those
an
fines,
illegal fine, but
it's
it's a
an
fine.
absolute illegal fine. The IRS and it is so illegal.
But
It
I'm
should
just
never.
going, I'm
Income
going
tax.
400 turned into 10 grand. I'm going, wow, man, you guys are that's fucked up, man.
Here's
You
another
know,
thing. How come there was no
that's
social security numbers before a certain date?
Well, Social Security didn't start till FDR started it.
Right. And now they can keep track of everybody in the world. Before there was, or in
Yeah.
the United States, before there was no way to track your identity. You know what I'm saying? Your birth certificate could have said you were, John Smith, but you could have changed anything because there was nothing linking you to you. Now there's a number
Right.
linking, and
Right.
that's how you live your life, by that number.
That's why they had a lot of aliases back then. A lot of people carried an alias.
Sure.
And you know, the IRS is what brought Al Capone down. It
Mhm.
brought a lot of criminals down,
Yep.
and they sent people to prison for owing back taxes, and it's kind of iffy on whether or not they were able to do that, but they did. I mean, they got the RICO Act. They got all kinds of crazy shit going.
Well, you see,
They got all kinds.
the Constitution protects us from a lot of things, but it also opens doors for the government to fuck us on a lot of things. It's
Oh yeah.
designed. It's designed that way, you know. And the problem is we don't have people in Washington that are truly looking out for us anymore. We don't. They're all playing party politics, and nobody really gives a shit about you and I. Nobody, you know.
They don't work for us anymore.
No, they don't. And
They
they
don't.
work for the highest bidder now.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because even the ones that do try to speak out, they get fucking sex scandals and all this shit coming their way, and you know, and it's nuts. But you know, speaking of sex scandals, I can't believe that fucking idiot Cuomo said that him touching people is because he's Italian. Bitch, I'm Sicilian. I don't touch people's ass. I don't
Yeah.
come and touch your butt
No.
and say, you know, hey, how you doing? This is what your family does.
He
You know,
and you know, and they were at
Biden
the sign.
does.
They were given the gold. They were given the gold medals. They were
Yeah.
given the gold medals to the police for the Capitol Police. You know,
Oh yeah,
they were
right,
given
right,
the presidential gold medal kind of thing. And there's this little girl there. That's the daughter of the police officer that was supposedly killed, but actually died from a heart attack.
right.
Um, you know, and she was there, and she was right on his knee, man. And I said, "Watch, Connie, he's gonna sniff her hair." And sure enough, he reached down and sniffed her hair.
Yeah.
I mean, come on,
He likes
don't
shampoo.
be sniffing the girl's hair.
He likes little girls shampoo. That's all. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. It's kind of. I don't
Hey,
know.
he's just being Joe. He's being affectionate, you know.
Creepy Joe.
Oh,
Leave Creepy J
creepy
out.
Joe and creepy Cuomo. There's a thing there, man. There's a thing there.
There is a thing.
There is a thing there.
There's such
Hey,
a
I'm not going to condemn the guy on account of because he won, you know. So you know, more power to him.
I'm gonna
And
condemn.
nothing ever changes anyway. The stock market always stays fluctuating. Everything stays the same. It doesn't matter who's president.
No, because what you don't seem to understand is the president doesn't mean shit anymore. It's
No,
Nothing.
it doesn't mean-
it's the
Trump
House,
proved it.
it's
Trump proved
Congress, and the House that control the United States now.
What I couldn't understand is how could they have traded a guy who did everything, a lot of things. Every month he'd do something. I mean, every fucking month he would get something done to a guy that doesn't do shit. How can they do that? How they trade that?
I don't know. I don't know because he doesn't even complete coherent sentences most of the time.
I know. I mean, well, the guy doesn't do anything. What has he done?
He's like
Nothing.
Osborne talking. What the fuck did he just say? You know,
Yeah,
and you don't
that
have
too.
subtitles.
And
But-
then they traded Trump, who did something every fucking month. He did something significant.
Right. Well, you know,
Yeah.
it goes to show you that it's not about what's right for you and me. It's what's right for those people's pocketbooks. And they're promising all this shit that they're never going to deliver. And that's what the sad part is for the
Well,
people
they're
that
promising bad shit too. It's not even promising good shit. They're promising the infrastructure, which is all bad. They got
Yeah.
it all wrong. They're lying motherfuckers.
Yeah, they are.
They
Do you know?
want for-
You know, there's a bill in that infrastructure thing that charges trucks and delivery vehicles mileage fee. The fucking government gets taxed on
Who
it.
Who do you think's going to pay for that?
Yeah.
We're going to
You
pay for
go,
that.
you go.
We're going to pay for that.
Sure,
And
we're
I'll
gonna
guarantee
pay for
you,
that.
They're not
once
going to
they
pay
do-
for it. They sure the fuck ain't going to pay for
They,
it.
they fix a bridge and they're gonna charge a toll. I'll guarantee it. And they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, to pay
people-
for it.
People just don't get it. It's like we don't have that money. We can't just print the money, people. Okay. Now, where's the money
Everything's
coming from? Your motherfucking taxes. So you're going to pay, and it's also going to shuffle down. There was language in the thing that made it for us too, as personal drivers out on the road. We might have to pay over a certain amount of miles because of the carbon, the emissions, ruining the environment. You're driving too much and you're ruining the environment. So we're going to charge you more for that.
Well,
And
yeah, but soon that's going to filter out into electric vehicles.
yeah, but that's not now. We still got years for that, dude. I mean,
Well,
we still,
there's gonna be some entrepreneurs that are gonna make money off of this. What do they call it? A changeover, like what do they call that?
crossover. What?
Yeah,
Crossover, yeah.
yeah, the main crossover. When there's gonna be people that are gonna make money off of that deal.
Well, sure there is, but that doesn't mean they're ready for it yet. They're not ready to mass produce electric cars. So until that happens, we're going to be paying now for driving on the road with this new infrastructure bill. People don't realize all the shit that are hidden in these bills that you think are making your life better, but the actual hidden shit in there just made your life more miserable.
Right,
You know,
right. So if you approve this, you're gonna get this.
right. Yeah.
It's just like they said.
It makes sense though. Someone's got to pay for it. The
Well,
U.S.
here's how they did it in California when we voted on the gas tax, the extra $1 that we have to pay on our gallon. Okay. Oh, here's how they worded it. They says, if you're for the gas tax, say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So everybody just said gas tax and say no. Boom. Everybody said no, but it was saying yes.
Yeah.
Well,
because of the way they worded it. The way they worded it. You got to be careful with what you read on that voting ballot. So guess what? Because nobody in their right mind would want to pay an extra $1 a gallon.
Right.
But yet it passed.
Well, California seems to get whatever they want passed. I've never seen anything that the politicians in California ask for be denied.
Yeah, I always get it.
Oh.
That started back with the personal property tax. It started. Remember, we lived in South LA. We lived in Southgate, and they had Proposition 13.
Mm-hmm.
And Proposition 13 was to introduce a personal property tax where you had to pay a tax on your home.
Right.
To pay for schools and pay for fire department.
That was for emergency services. Wait a minute, Free Ride. That was for that it was a promise to not increase your taxes ever again on that property. In other words, property. That's you'll be paying from then on.
But according to the value, it's according to the value of your home. So you're not going to pay more of a percentage, but you're going to pay more because the property value skyrocketed.
Yeah, but you're not going to. That's what Prop 13 was for.
A $150,000 home.
And who controls what the houses are valued at? The bank does. Okay.
Right.
So the bank has the control over that to raise the government's income. All right. And the banks and the government works together. So now the banks say your house that was $12,000 when you first bought it in the 60s is now $200,000. You were paying a lot less tax when you paid $12,000 for it than you are now at $200,000 for it.
Correct.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
The percentage
Prop 13 was supposed to do.
The percentage doesn't go up. The percentage doesn't go up, but it goes up.
It goes up because of the property value increases because of the bank setting. Why? It's like a buyer's market. It's a seller's market. They make the market. Buyers and sellers don't make it. They create the fucking chaos. Oh, there's a shortage on homes. Oh my God, we better buy our first home right now. It's a shortage right now in homes. So people go out and buy homes when really there wasn't a shortage. They just want to sell more fucking homes to give you some loans.
It's always a shortage on homes anymore. That's no problem because of the restrictions they have on building them. It's like we can't build no more homes, but we need them. So that brings up your price of your house, you know.
No, if the government had their way, we'd all be living in apartment complexes and,
That's
and
right.
sharing space, sharing
Yeah.
the
That's
space.
right. Like
know.
Japan, they have
Right.
these little cubby holes you sleep in. That's all you get. It's like you rent a room.
China.
It's just a bed, you know. Yeah, and
China,
that's you're
you know,
kind of like,
that's
yeah,
why the idea of keeping families smaller is
Right.
why they do that. So
Yeah.
that there's less space taken up by families. So you can only have 2 children in China.
Yeah, but
That's it.
there's a common misconception
1.5.
that we
It's
have
1.5.
we have too many people on this earth, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that we have too many people on this earth. I think we have too many greedy people on this earth that want more than they need. You
Yeah,
know,
well,
because
that
like when
could
they say
be.
distribute the wealth, I never believe in that shit. I never bought into it. But why should Jeff Bezos have 300 200 billion dollars and most of us can't fucking afford a $50,000 home?
Because he made it.
He made it, and I agree with that. I do. But instead of trying to go to
He
space, fucking give your money away to good causes, in my opinion. You know, let the pros go to space. You know, I mean, I don't get it. You know,
I don't know. It's an entertainment thing for him. So if he wants to be an entrepreneur on that, that's fine. You know, it's his prerogative. He
it
can
is,
pay for
but I just think he could do so much more good. All of them could do more good. I'm not saying they should give their money away, all of it. You know, no. I believe in this system that we have of um, capitalism. I believe in it, but I think if you get too much money, you have too much power and too much control. You have
right,
too much influence over what the world does by the bank account that you have. You
right.
know, the
Well,
more
yeah.
money you have, the more people will listen to you.
Well, that's true. I mean, you know, that's because you have more avenues in which to reach more people.
Sure, you
You
do.
you are able to reach
But
more people.
but even before the avenues free ride, just think about it. Even in the 70s and the 80s, oh, that's fucking Donald, or in the 80s, that's Donald Trump. He's a billionaire. You knew Donald Trump was a billionaire. You know,
Yeah,
before the internet, before anything, because he had the money, like you said, to get it out there. You know,
right.
and so we knew about billionaires. They knew about the Vanderbilts and the fucking Rockefellers and the
I'll
Rothschilds.
kill
Everybody,
me.
you know, and uh, I'm just saying, I'm not saying share the wealth. I don't believe in that whole, um, communist.
Everybody's equal.
Right. I
Everybody
don't believe.
earns, you know.
Yeah, I don't
No,
believe.
we all have to earn our money. We all
Yeah,
have to earn our
I
money.
believe that, but I'm
I,
not even saying give the money to you and I, but like donate the money to something that's like helps the world. You know, and
right.
there is
And
people that
I'm
are,
sure they do.
you know,
You know, and there's people who, you know, sometimes they have to. I mean, Trump was a king at giving donations to fucking charities, so they didn't have to pay taxes on it.
well, that's the biggest thing is the tax thing, and there you
Well,
go.
I think Virgin does that too. Branson and all them. They
Oh,
give
I'm not
all.
saying none of them don't. No, I'm not saying that they do. They do. They make big contributions to charities and stuff. But
Yeah.
they're all these billionaires are racing for the space thing now. It's like,
Hey, hey, you know, if it's entertainment you want, whoa. And if you
yeah,
want proof, get you $250,000 and fly up there and see if you can't see the curvature of the earth.
dude, I get fucking sick on the top of the slide. All right, I ain't going up nowhere. Uh, that's crazy. What I'm saying though is they're looking at this as
So
a
you don't really want proof.
I'm not gonna go risk my life for fucking proof. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
but you won't believe anybody
Go up there.
else.
You won't believe it.
If I went up there and I said, "Look at the curvature of the Earth," and I can see the curvature of the Earth, I mean, then in reverse, am a liar because I didn't really see that.
All right. Take a
Yeah,
step.
see, so
Yeah.
you won't believe anybody else that went up
Do
there,
what
for
Two,
you
Christ's sake.
if I had $250,000 to piss away, I might
yeah.
take a voyage. I might take off on that rocket ship. Uh, but
What this
I'm a chicken shit. I'm a chicken. I
yeah.
don't try
You know what
anything
this is
that's gonna
gonna
get me
show
killed.
you? This is gonna flush out all the people that have money that people didn't know had money because it's a very expensive ticket. So now all these billionaires are going to be getting it and be like, why are there all these billionaires all over the place? You know,
if I had $1 billion, I would never go up there on account of, and I would believe somebody else who told me they didn't. All right. But if I were to have a choice, I'd say, fuck no, I got $1 billion down here. Why would I risk that by, going up there and maybe not coming back and going, fuck me, man, I just wasted all my money. I bet you better have a will.
You won't know that you wasted it.
Yeah, well, you might fucking get drifting into space and end up sitting on a rock on the moon. You ever seen that?
I don't think I've ever seen somebody sitting on a rock on the moon. No.
What was that? Space Cowboys. Space Cowboys.
There you go.
With Clint Eastwood.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones. He ends up landing on the moon.
Yeah.
Fly me to the moon.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's exactly what I was thinking. You might,
You know what? Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck is a good one.
Here while I'm talking to you.
Here, why don't you take this quarter, go downtown and have a rat knock that fucking mole off.
Hey, I saw Armageddon the other day, man. What a great movie that is,
That's gay. That was Aerosmith's worst fucking moment in their life when they wrote the song for that fucking movie. That stupid ballad. Don't want to close my eyes. That one, dumb shit.
I don't want to miss a thing.
Yeah, that one.
I don't want to miss a thing.
That's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful, stupid song. It's Aerosmith, man. What the fuck?
It's a beautiful song.
No.
The worst part of that whole movie is when he's getting ready to pull the trigger, and he's on video with his daughter. Oh, come on, how stupid is that? They came up with 70 things that could have never ever happened, no matter what.
Yeah, I think
like landing on a goddamn meteor and being able to walk around. That ain't gonna happen.
But dude, it was a great fantasy movie in the end. You can't deny that. It took you out.
I don't know. I think Bruce Willis is a shitty actor. I don't like Bruce Willis as an actor. I think he acts the same in every fucking movie. They just changed the part around. He's like an Elvis movie. He's always the same.
Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah. But I did love him in a movie that most people don't like. Hudson Hawk was one of my favorite movies of all time.
He was good in that.
I love that movie. And I did like him in a couple of things. The first Die Hard was pretty damn good. And then it was like, all right, we're on Die Hard 79 now. Let's fucking give it up.
He started in a show called Moonlighting.
Of course he did, with Sybil Shepherd. Yes, good. I liked that. His character was David Addison. He was perfect in that. That role fit him to a T. I loved it. Right. But then he came off like he was this debonair and cool dude and all this, and I don't really think he was all that. I think he was just putting on.
He married Demi Moore, had a couple of kids, popped out a couple of kids.
Yeah. With weird names, Rumor and some other shit.
I think he's a pretty good actor. I liked him in Heart's War. I liked him, in a lot of his. The Sixth Sense kind of sucked.
Oh, no. See, that one, I like that one. I'll have to disagree. I forgot about that one. The Sixth Sense one, it was one of the first movies I ever watched that I didn't figure out the end, and I was really fucking pissed because I usually figure out the end of the movies. And when it came and the truth came out, I'm like, oh my fucking God, now that makes so much sense. And I was like, but that one I forgot. I did like that one. Why didn't you?
The Fifth Element was great too. And I thought Bruce Willis was a pretty good character.
Well, I didn't say he
everything
sucked.
He does.
I didn't say he sucked. I just said he gives off the vibe of the same thing in every movie. Like Clint Eastwood, who really played so many fucking roles in his life. He wasn't the fucking dude from Every Which Way But Loose in every single movie. He was a Western, and he was a drama. He was a comedian.
He
Sure.
was
So
he's all the way around, and so
that,
is Bruce Willis.
yeah,
Bruce
it's
Willis is
something.
pretty
But he was a bit,
universal.
he is, but it's like I don't know. Something about him just makes me want to like punch him in the face. Maybe I'm
Kind of like
jealous.
me and me and McDonald.
You know, it's Norm Macdonald. Anyways, Norm
Here
Macdonald
we go
is
again.
the worst fucking actor ever. I'll agree. Norm Macdonald in a movie is like, dude, somebody gave you money for that. He sucks. Okay.
Oh, really?
And maybe he's not funny right now, okay? But he also said in an interview that he's not allowed to be funny anymore because his type of
Oh,
humor is considered racist and homophobic and all this other stuff. I'm talking about Norm Macdonald back in when he was first coming out, when I was a younger man and thought about being into comedy and all that. His shit just was different than everybody else. Everybody else were the same old fucking shit, and he was different than everybody else. And he made me laugh. And that's the thing about comedians is half the people or a quarter of the people or a tenth of the people love the person, and then maybe the rest hate them. It's all about what you like in your mental state. I
well,
mean, what it all depends on what you're at the time too, because comedians usually used to, I don't know about now, they used to do topics about what were current at the time. Okay.
Right.
So if you listen to a comedian from the 60s or 70s, some of it's not going to make sense to people from today. It won't make no sense because they'll be talking about stuff from then.
That was
But
from that time.
from
Yeah.
that time, right? But that's what a comedian to me is a satirist of what current events are. And like Norm Macdonald, when he was on Saturday Night Live on the news program, he was the best one, dude. During the OJ trial, every week he made a comment about OJ being guilty and all that. I mean, he just tore him a new asshole. It was great. And that was probably about the time when I was in my mid early 20s. So I was coming home late at the bar, and that was from the bar, and that was on. I was probably
well, I beg to differ. I think um oh God, Chevy Chase did the news better than, and there was no Saturday Night Live after that crowd.
yeah.
I mean, uh, as far as I'm concerned, Saturday Night Live changed after that.
But see,
The era.
that's most people. Like I was a young kid during that time, but most people that watch the original Saturday Night Live, that's it for them. They can't go forward anymore. And it's like and it's funny. It's how it is. Now, I think all them people are hilarious. I think John Belushi was ahead of his time comedian. Dan Aykroyd was funny. Chevy Chase was funny. Bill Murray, all them guys were funny. The
Steve
80s,
Martin,
yeah,
Steve Martin,
right.
all
The 80s for Saturday Night Live was Eddie Murphy. That was it. And Billy
uh,
Crystal. And
yeah,
Billy
and then you had David
Joe Pitt.
Spade
No,
and
that's the 90s. Now coming into the 90s, I think it changed. You had Mike Myers, you had Dana Carvey, you had Will
Yeah.
Ferrell, you had, Jimmy Fallon, you had
uh,
Adam Sandler,
yeah.
you had all these
Yeah.
Chris Farley, all these up and coming comedy people that for the
I
90s.
think it went. Yeah, I think it went downhill in the 2000s.
Oh,
To be
I, I
honest.
I can't even discuss anything about the 2000s. I don't really know. There's no memorable people to me. I don't.
Yeah.
I never watched it beyond maybe the
None of
early.
them have
Well,
gone on to
they
make
they
Ghostbusters.
might as well have changed the name as far as I'm concerned back in the 80s. I
Yeah, well,
think.
the
Yeah.
80s was the 80 most of the 80s. A lot of the 80s was not Lauren Michaels. He got replaced. It was John Domain or something like that.
They
And
Yeah.
jumped the
Yeah.
shark.
yeah,
They
and
they
it
jumped the
wasn't good.
shark.
Then they brought back Lauren Michaels for the 90s, and that's when he started getting Adam Sandler and Mike Myers. And now Mike Myers alone has made some serious box office gold with Austin Powers series, his Wayne's World
Yeah.
series, and let's not forget he's the voice of Shrek.
And who's
So
the
Yeah.
fat guy? What was his name? Farley, Chris
Chris
Farley.
Farley, yeah.
Chris
Oh,
Farley.
So Mike
Big
Myers,
man in a little suit. Big
yeah,
man in a little suit.
fat guy in a little coat.
Yeah. Fat guy in a little coat.
Yeah. Now he was funny too. He reminded me a lot of John Belushi. Like he was almost like the reincarnation of John Belushi in some
John
ways.
Belushi, yeah.
John Belushi was funnier and more talented, I think, but Chris Farley was that kind of comedian like Belushi. Give you
Oh yeah.
100% of his body and his work and everything. Uh,
Yeah, well, they could have changed the names after the 70s. They could have changed the name of the whole show for all I care.
uh,
They could have put it made it in living color or whatever.
you're
Far as I
but you are stuck in everything that you've ever learned first. It's like the original was the best, this, that. Sometimes things have to change because society's changed. You got to get up
Yeah.
with the current events, and you got to be,
so I
on
got to
this
move
way.
on from football. I got to move on from baseball. I got to move on from all that old shit, right? And I got to let me think of something that I'm into that's
Sports.
more
That's not a
new, huh?
television show. That's a sporting event. Nobody
I'll tell
fucking
you
stops
another
watching
thing.
football when they're older.
I'll never watch the Olympics.
Yeah. I can't watch them
Never.
because it says 2020 and it's 2021, and it drives me fucking nuts that it keeps saying 2020 on
Right.
it.
Right.
So yeah, I can't watch it. But I only really tune in for women's beach volleyball, and that's about it. Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't tune in. I wouldn't listen for it. I wouldn't.
I love
No
them.
thanks.
I love them uniforms.
Yeah, the women's beach volleyball
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
it's an intense game of
Wearing that thong.
professional athletes at their best.
Now, if they do more, wardrobe malfunctions with the figure skaters, now we're talking.
Well, that
You
that
know,
would be the Winter Olympics. So wait for them. We might get that.
Yeah.
But the Olympics are not the same. I do remember as a kid, like watch the '84
I'm just
Olympics
joking.
that was here in LA was like the biggest, coolest thing in the world. Mary Lou Retton
Yeah.
was in the Wheaties box and all this. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, who would have thought Bruce Jenner and Mary Lou would look the same 20, 30 years later?
Yeah. And they're both ugly.
But Mary Lou,
Have you
though,
seen Mark Spitz? He does a
yes,
commercial now.
yes,
Boy, he got old, man. Fucking Mark Spitz.
yeah,
He
he
looked
did.
like he was a hunk of man there, but he's fucking just
Oh,
got
yeah.
ugly,
I
old.
yeah. And now, what's his face too? I see a lot of his pictures. The swimmer, the one that got caught smoking weed. What the hell was his Phelps? Michael Phelps.
Oh yeah, Phelps. Yeah,
Yeah, he does a lot of
yeah,
commercials now. And
yeah. He
I
was a
think he's gone to
pothead.
the Olympics. I remember really liking the Olympics though when I was younger, man. I was
yeah,
the
those goddamn potheads. Those guys suck, man. I mean, they
You fucking
just want to,
pothead.
you know, reefer heads. When was the last time you used, man? I didn't know you used marijuana. Did you know that you can use marijuana?
Can I ask you a question? What is a reefer head? Because we're in
It's one of
2020.
them jazz, the Negroes from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I was watching Back to the Future, and those what's his Myron Berry was
Yeah,
the
Chuck
name of the
Berry's
band.
cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Berry's cousin. They're
Yeah.
all outside getting hot and high in the car,
Yeah.
and thinking they throw fucking what's his name, McFly
Reefer
into the
addict.
fucking trunk. Yeah,
Yeah.
they throw them in the trunk. We don't want no trouble with no reefer addicts.
Yeah.
Get out of here! I'll smack the shit out of you.
Well, the reefer thing started right around that time. It was reefer madness and all this. It was bad for you, and it's a gateway drug. Bitch, it's a gateway to fucking
Gateway.
McDonald's and a double cheeseburger. That's about
Cheeseburger.
all. You know,
That's all it's
Yeah,
for.
but they
Yeah.
said they tried their best to fuck you guys over and everybody over. They're saying, oh, smoking one joint is equivalent to smoking 3 cartons of cigarettes, man.
oh,
You
fuck,
know,
I just smoked about 32 cartons today. Then
yeah. See, they lied to us like a motherfucker. They lied to us.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember the old commercials. 7 out of 9 or 9 out of 10 doctors say Camel's the safest cigarette. Or
Yeah,
not. What was the one with the fucking charcoal? Lark. That's the one they were
Oh
saying.
shit! They had the Flintstones. When I'd watch the
Winston,
Flintstones,
yeah.
I'm a little kid and they're doing Winstons. You know,
Winston tastes good like a
And
cigarette
me,
You want to
should.
go up
I
behind the
smoked.
backyard and have a Winston?
I smoked 3 cigarettes on the way home when I was born.
Yeah,
So I've been
Yeah.
smoking that day.
I-
You know,
Yeah.
My mom said she was holding me on her lap with no car seat, smoking a fucking cigarette on the way home.
there you go.
Yeah.
You smoked 3 of them on your way home.
Yeah.
And the nurse put her in her lap while she had the cigarette in her mouth. Didn't say a word.
There you go. There you
Didn't
go.
say a
know
word,
what?
no.
I'm fucking like good, man. I remember when we were kids. Oh shit! Everybody on the streets got chickenpox. Johnny, go play with those boys right now. You know,
Yeah.
let's get the shit over with. You know,
Yeah. Let's get the chicken pox over with. Yeah.
right?
Go get it. Go
And we
get
were
it.
we're all
They used to
still
have
hot.
chicken pox parties. I used to go over. I went over to my mom would send me over, and then they'd send me home, and they say, and I'd say, why am I going home? And they'd say, well, Johnny's got chicken pox. Well, it's already too fucking late. I've already been exposed. I'm
Right.
probably gonna get. Sure enough, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
That's-
chicken pox.
it's
Got
just like,
scarred from,
oh, we have to end the party because
it,
Johnny's got head
you know,
lice.
chicken pox was like ew. I had calamine lotion all over me. Mom
Yeah.
put fucking cotton balls on my fingers so I wouldn't scratch and shit. And
My
had a
mom
slight
tried
fever, stayed
keeping
home from
mittens
school
on my
for 4
fucking
days, and
hand.
I was golden. I was good to go.
Well,
I
Chicken
didn't never
pox.
got. I never got it. I
But I already
bypassed
had
it.
it. So now I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
when
I
I had
don't.
it though. It was pretty nasty.
I never.
Yeah, my mom tried taping mittens on my hand. What? No, get these fucking things
I
off me.
can't hear either one of you.
What?
You know
What'd
what
you
I
do?
had? I had impetigo. I think I had once. It was from a cat scratch.
Fever?
Yeah.
Cat scratch
Cat
fever.
scratch fever. Yeah.
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 Cat scratch fever.
Did you get it from the kitty next door?
I don't know what cat. I think it was some stray cat.
All right.
Oh, I remember we brought a cat home that had ringworm.
There you go. That's what I
We
had.
let that
Ringworm.
fucking
Why
cat
would
in the
you bring a
house. My
cat
dad
home
was,
with ringworm?
oh man, we had found a stray cat. He was hanging around our back fucking
That's
yard and shit.
right.
And
That's
we
right.
brought him
Ringworm.
home.
What did I
Yeah,
say?
we brought him. Yeah, impetigo. Yeah,
Oh.
and I remember
You did say
we let the cat in
impetigo.
the house, and then all of a sudden we all started breaking out with these little fucking rings on our arms and shit.
Uh,
And my mom goes, "Oh, great!" So she fucking grabbed up the fucking cat and put it in a box, and we took it down to the vet. And they put a fucking black light over the cat, and yep, she got ringworm. And we said, "We don't want it," and they put the cat down, and
what the fuck the
I,
black light do? I don't get it.
black light illuminates them. You can
Oh,
see 'em on the cat's fur and on
I
the skin.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, your cat's got ringworm. Well, he's
Yeah.
not our cat; he's a stray cat, so we got rid of him. But still, here I am. I've got ringworm on my arms, on my neck. They wouldn't let me in school. I had to stay home from school until they were gone because they're contagious as shit.
That's a pretty big statement. It wasn't ours, so we had to get rid of it. That's like
Yeah,
the mafia saying, we got rid of it.
And then we had to
yeah,
take a bath in Rid or something. We had to
yeah. We got
take
to
a.
take a bath in Rid, and then we had to put on baby
Yeah.
powder all over our arms and shit, and had to put calamine lotion on the bad spots, and
Yeah.
finally they fucking died and went away,
Yeah.
and
Damn.
the doctor gave us some shit to kill it, and
What is
here's
it?
and it was like
Scabies?
all four of us got it.
Is it like scabies?
I mean, they're literal rings on your skin
But what is
that
it
are
like?
Open
up underneath your
sores.
skin.
Is
Little
actual
open. Little
does
open
That's the worm
sores.
under your skin.
an
It's
actual
shaped in a
worm that
ring.
gets in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
fucking disgusting.
yeah. It was. It was
Yeah.
bad. Ringworm is bad. Never good. It's like your kid coming home with lice, head
Oh
Yeah.
lice.
God. Oh,
So,
I want to
so
shave my daughter's heads when that happens. It's like
I
no.
shaved my kids' heads when that happened.
It's so
That's it. And one would come home with it, and the other one didn't have it. And
right.
so I said, okay, shave his head now.
Right.
And my wife would go, why shave his head? He doesn't have it. I said, that's going to keep him from getting it. Shave his
Yeah.
fucking head. It'll grow back. So we shaved the little one's head. And then
Yeah.
the other one, we had to fucking wash his hair red and get rid of all that shit.
Yeah, that's it's crazy. And the thing about it, see, my girls never really got it because my wife used to put their hair in like tight buns and tight ponytails and spray the fuck out of it with hairspray. Because believe
Yeah.
it or they like clean hair, not dirty hair. They don't like
That's
dirty
why
hair.
that's why
Yeah.
we had to that's why we had to have our vaccines too back in the day.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They protected us from all kinds of shit. People today, they don't get the vaccine. Thank God that we had the fucking polio vaccine when we
You
did.
know? The polio
Yeah.
vaccine
First,
was an important vaccine. The also the shot that the chicken wing, the chicken pox shot booster thing
chicken. Yeah.
was a great thing.
Yeah.
You know, my kids never got the chicken pox. I had my kids in the early 90s, and from 1993 to
They're,
now,
they're
never got it.
talking now. I've had the 2 Pfizer shots, got sick as a dog on number 2. And then now they're going to want to give you a booster. I'm going,
Yeah.
fuck you guys, man. I only
That's
had to
probably
take one
it's probably
fucking
because
polio shot.
that's because they didn't get the chip all the way in you. So this time they got to make sure it gets in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This the new technology.
New
I'll be able to
technology.
hook my body up to Bluetooth. I
No,
don't need headphones no more.
you won't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be telling your heart, stop, stop. Yeah. But anyways, I got tickets, dude. Here's a good thing. Next, oh, wait a minute. I might not be here next week. I gotta check it. I'm going to see Billy Joel.
Are you?
Yeah.
Billy Joel's coming to Buffalo?
Yeah, this was 2 years ago. I bought the tickets before the pandemic, and it was supposed to happen. It's playing at the Bills Stadium. He's playing at. I gotta check the date on that. So, anyways, that's a fucking new event that I'm going to. What about you guys? Any concerts? Any events you're going to?
I know that.
Sure.
I know that a guest of ours is going to be at Pops over in Illinois
Right.
Oh,
in September. Um, let's see. Doggone it, I can't think of. Come on, I did it the wrong freaking way. I went the wrong way with it.
Oh
well, my
God,
buddy's got tickets to Robin Trower over
Rob,
there in Virginia.
he's still alive?
Yeah.
Wow, I haven't heard Robert Trower in ages. I mean, really a long time.
Yeah, he's got tickets for that in the orchestra seats, he said.
Hmm.
Tommy Gibbons is going
Oh,
to be
Tommy.
in St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Gibbons is going to be
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
Tommy's
I
a
don't know
good.
why I forgot his fucking name.
I don't know why either.
I
Tommy's
can't
a good
believe I
guy.
forgot his name. He is. He's a great guy, and I'll be able to meet him in person. He told me already. He said there'll be a pair of tickets waiting for you at the front door. Just come in the front door and come on back and see me. And I know Pops like the back of my hand, so I know backstage and all that shit. So I'll be able to get
Well,
in
we
there.
got kicked out of Pops one time.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Got a fight in Pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
The bruising
Got
bro.
panhandled. Yeah, well, we got bruised, all right. Got our asses handed to us.
You got
Kicked
your
out
asses
about
handed
it?
to you, and then you got kicked out.
No,
Well,
listen.
no, we got
No,
our asses handed to us.
I had a camera in the car, a movie camera,
Yeah.
old 80s, I had the JVC fucking camera, the big
Camcorder.
clunky, the little tapes, the little cassettes.
You
Yeah,
amateur porn collector.
Oh boy, I had that and I pulled it out and then they all backed off.
Yeah.
Everybody backed off, man, because the camera talks, man. Everything else walks.
Nobody wanted to sign their rights away for the camera footage, so.
Right. So everybody all the bouncers and shit all backed off and, let us go.
What set should
Remember, Todd?
I remember.
We got
I
Jesus.
like we
Jesus
should have left right away and just left the bitches there. Is what we should have done because they started it all. What's
Right,
that?
These are incense, but they're Jesus incense. One's frankincense and one's myrrh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm gonna do frankincense right now. and
Oh well,
I'm gonna
Frankenstein.
have a nasal experience. I got fucking incense from India and all over the place. I got all the colors of the fucking rainbow, every scent that you can imagine, and they really do different things for you. I mean, like they relax you sometimes. It
They wake
aromatherapy.
you up sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
aromatherapy.
yeah.
Yeah, sure it is.
It
I
works.
got aromatherapy too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, my wife she uses aromatherapy in the bedroom.
yeah.
It
I
puts me
gave
out
that
like a
shit up
light.
in the
Is
hippie
that
days. I thought the
therapy?
flower children years are done and gone and over. What the fuck you doing now, man?
Oh man, I live my best life, buddy. I do. If I want to smell some incense and put it in my backflow thing that makes the smoke look like it's
I
coming down
remember I
waterfall,
remember
you know.
going to the fucking airport and Hare Krishna there. Buy some incense. Remember? Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, I
Anybody
remember
else remember the
education.
Hare Krishna at the airport? Don't tell me. I was there.
Listen, you know who I think you are?
I'm a
Sam.
wizard.
No, I
Hey,
think
there
you
you go.
think you're Sam Elliott.
I'm a wizard.
You think you're Sam Elliott. You're
Oh, I'm
like this
kind of like
big,
him too.
like this big burly cowboy that, don't touch me with that faggot shit, like that kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and what's your best Southern accent? Here's a question for you. What is your
No, my
best?
thing is about your incense is that that's out of style. Been out of style. It's gone. I,
Listen, listen,
you can enjoy
listen.
though.
That mustache went out of style when the village people left.
No, it's still in style.
Looking at the YMCA. Working at the YMCA.
You look like the cop from the village people, just a little older.
This
Yeah.
is natural. This is
Yeah,
natural. Never go out of style.
that's what they say.
No,
Like my
looks
beatnik
like a
goat.
nice lady. He's got a purty mouth, don't he,
He
Guido?
does. He does.
He's got a purty mouth.
He would
He'd be
definitely
great
be
in prison.
the girl in prison.
Yeah, he'd be the girl in prison.
Mhm.
Guys like that furry
Here,
fucking
let me
puss.
hold on to them straps right there, buddy. You know.
And how?
You
All
know,
right. Well, now that we've covered your incense and peppermints, what else we got? Incense and peppermints.
that
What the fuck?
the guy that played guitar on that song, Incense and Peppermints, joined Leonard Skinner years later.
He did.
Yeah, Mr. Ed King.
Well, that was a
Ed
great
King.
song. I'm just saying that was a great song, but that was
Incense,
a
peppermint.
Yeah, he played that line down, down, down. The whatever.
oh, sure he did. Sure he did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then he joined Leonard Skinner originally as their bass player, and they had two guitar players because the original bass player quit before they recorded the album. But then he decided to come back, so they said, "Well, you want to be another guitar player?" So that's when Skinner started a three guitar attack.
And,
You
and
know,
what year was the incense and peppermints?
that was
That's
like
when incense was
67, 68, right around there.
that's that's right around the time incense went out of style.
Yeah. You know what else? I'm telling you, dude. Smoking a fucking roach clip with a hemo clip went out of style a long time ago too.
Yeah, but I've had this for years. It's an antique.
It's still out of style.
What do you use?
To what? Smoke a roach?
I
Right now?
remember we used to have these keys
Yeah.
that you pinch in half, and the key would be a roach clip. Remember
Yeah.
that free ride? Remember you had and it was
Yeah.
on your keychain
Yeah. I remember trying to win the feather roach clips
because
at the fair.
back in those days, a roach clip will put you in jail. That
No,
paraphernalia was a
remember
jail sentence.
the feather roach clips? They had the colored feathers on them, and the ends were roach clips, and
Yeah.
people would hang them. I used to win them at the fairs all the time back in the '80s, and my dad be like, what's wrong with you? You fucking Indian or something?" No, I was using them to smoke doobies, and
So what do you use now to smoke your roaches?
my fingers.
1967.
Yeah, and then I
What was the
put
name of the band that did
uh,
did the song?
incense of peppermint.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I knew you were going to ask that too.
Yeah,
Uh,
you knew I was going to ask that.
I know the name of the band like the back of my hand, but I'm stoned as fuck and I can't remember. Give me the first initial and I'll tell you. No. Strawberry Alarm Clock.
Strawberry alarm clock. You're right.
Yeah.
Strawberry alarm clock.
Yeah.
Incense peppermint.
Do you know what
Yeah.
else is a great groovy fucking psychedelic song that people look at that's not is My Green Tambourine. That song kicks ass. That song
It's a
is a
good song.
good tune.
So does In the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, that's a good song.
In a Garden of Vida.
Yeah,
In a
Garden
Garden
of
of
Eden.
Vida,
yeah,
baby.
in the Garden of Eden, you said, right? In the Garden of
Yeah.
Eden, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite older song to listen to from that time period is psychedelic wise. I love Time of the Season by the Zombies. You know,
That's a good song.
Zombies
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
it's a
Don't let me be. Don't let me be misunderstood.
that's a good tune. And also Buffalo Springfield's
Animals.
no, what's that song? Stop. What's that sound? Everybody look
Everybody
what's
look
going
what's
on.
going down.
That's
Oh,
another song.
oh,
Can't ah,
We're dead in
uh,
Ohio. It's called
no, it's not Ohio. What a field day for the hay. Mhm.
yeah, that's Ohio.
No, it's not.
no,
Ohio.
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I know what it is. What for
For
what
what
it's
it's
worth.
worth. For what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
For what it's
Buffalo
worth.
Springfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
Buffalo
right.
Springfield. Yeah.
Ohio is for dead in Ohio.
Ohio. For
God,
daddy. What year did they do that? What year did Kent
17
State happen?
that was 1969 or early 70. That was right around 1970. CSNY did that song, I think.
Yeah, I'm
70.
pretty sure that's the
1969.
same song. I
No,
think
it's
your
not the same
Ohio
song.
No,
is.
no. For what it's
No,
worth, it's a completely different
what it's
song.
worth, Buffalo Springfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ohio.
Something happened in here. What
Yeah.
it is, it's got the
It's
same.
Stephen Stills.
It's got the same. It's got the same voice. You're right. You're
Right,
right
right.
because it's Stephen Stills.
And
So
Stephen
yeah,
Stills and Neil Young too.
and Neil Young. They were
Mhm.
both in Buffalo Springfield and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. So the
Yeah.
two voices sound familiar,
Right.
but they're not the same fucking song because Buffalo Springfield was prior to that.
Who
Yeah.
was the other singer in Buffalo Springfield? I can't remember his name. He never wanted to be anything, I don't think. It wasn't Richie Furay, right? He was in oh no, Richie Furay was in the other band from the 60s. I can't remember. But it's funny how certain bands break up, like Buffalo Springfield broke up, and then came two bands out of that. You got CSNY first, and then you got Neil Young and Crazy Horse come out of that band. That's pretty fucking amazing. Um, two powerhouse bands like that. But my favorite thing, Neil Young was great to me until the late 70s. I didn't like him after that.
Yeah, he
It
kind of
was
lost his voice. He
yeah,
lost his voice.
I didn't like him anymore. Like from the 60s right to the late 70s, I loved everything he put out. And just a few things after that I liked. It wasn't much, but I think his
Right.
style of music went away after a little bit, a short period. So it is what it is.
Right.
Music can only stay relevant. A person, the older you get, the less connected you're going to be to the youth. And the youth is what sells records. When you sell music, you sell predominantly to the youth of America, of the world. If you're selling to us, it's like a dog music
Well,
now.
Right.
that song when he did that one in a garbage can or something like that. Remember that song? What was the name of that song?
Richie Furay is the name of that guy.
Yeah, is it? It was Richie
Yeah.
Furay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wasn't sure if it was, but I thought it was. He went on to
I was fact checking your ass. Yeah.
yeah, where he went on to create like the other band. He had a thing, Poco, was it, or something like that? He did another
It
band.
wasn't Poco. He was in another band with Stephen Stills, which was Manassas. He was
Manassas,
in Manassas. He was in Manassas with Stephen Stills, and that was before him and Neil Young got hooked up
did
with
something
Buffalo
else
Springfield.
too, though. He did do
That was a
something.
pretty good band too. And the Yardbirds, they were in the Yardbirds.
Who was?
Well, the Yardbirds were what's his name? From Led Zeppelin, wasn't it?
No, the
No,
Yardbirds.
David
The Yardbirds.
Crosby.
No,
David
that
Crosby.
you're thinking of the Birds.
Yeah, the Birds.
Oh, the Birds.
Yeah,
The Birds. Yeah, the
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yardbirds. The
my bad, my
Yardbirds.
bad,
First
my
was
bad.
Eric Clapton, then Jimmy
That's
Page,
right.
then Jeff
Then
Beck,
Jimmy,
or no,
then
Jeff
Jeff
Beck,
Beck.
then
Yeah.
Jimmy Page.
Well, Jimmy Page was playing with what's his name? Peter. No. Sunshine Superman. What's his name? Donovan.
Donovan Lettich.
Donovan. Yeah, yeah. See, we all know our music shit, don't we?
Well, John Paul Jones and Jimmy Page both played on a lot of, like, John Paul Jones or Jimmy Page, I can't remember which one, played on a Dusty Springfield record. Okay, you
Oh
wouldn't
yeah.
expect,
Well,
you know.
he
Right.
was a session
Right.
player. He
Mhm.
was a session jamist. Now he did a lot of
Sure.
covers. He did a lot of go into the studio and play guitar one time and wasn't even a member of the band, but he
Yeah.
was so
Sure.
good they wanted that guitar on their fucking album.
Do you know
So
who else? Do you know what other guitar player everybody wanted and sadly not everybody got to get was Dwayne Allman.
Dwayne
Dwayne,
Allman was a fucking phenomenal guitar
and
player.
he played on a lot of guest spots like Aretha Franklin and all kind of shit. And he left too early. I think he could have been better than Eric Clapton, better than all of them. Dwayne Allman was pretty fucking amazing. Pretty
Yeah, but
amazing.
he
Oh,
got too high.
you
The
know
guy
who
got too
introduced
high.
you
He
know
could
who
smoke.
introduced Greg Allman to Cher, don't you?
No, I can't say I do.
Aretha Franklin.
Was it
Aretha
okay?
Franklin introduced him to Cher, and
Yeah,
that's when
that's
they got married. You know, that was a short-lived marriage,
oh
but they
sure.
had a kid.
Yeah,
They
he
had a
actually
kid.
I seen their kid, Elijah Blue. He Allman. He's in was in a band called the Dead
Yeah,
Sea,
that's good.
and I saw them like 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
伊拉侬给你踏实没比叫拿大概的给你躺白了，
Looky.
还想给你磕没比，看了就 nice。
This part of the show brought to you by.
You see this?
I see
D
that.
Scab's Grow Patch.
Yeah,
I see it. All bud.
that's like knee scabs. Fucking. That's what his under his pants look like.
是没有厚的，
Yeah, it does. Ooh. Ah.
People that call all that hair on their junk is just to say, oh, it's not really small. It's just hidden in the hair. Yeah.
So anyway, we need the infrastructure bill because my highways are falling apart, dude. I mean, I gotta tell you, I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah. Well, my
Uh,
opinion, that's mismanagement of funds of your city. You know, why should the
or
government?
my state.
Yeah, your state.
No, they've been sitting on jobs forever, dude. They milk those jobs like it's going out of style.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know how many times my city, I live in a little suburb outside of Buffalo. I don't know how many times they've paved our main road. It's like, do we have to do it every fucking year? I mean, why?
Well, with as much snow and ice you guys get, you probably
Yeah.
need to.
It's true. The plows do fucking wreak havoc on our streets. They do. But it's
and the
The
salt.
pothole,
Yeah.
the salt.
oh, the salt too. Yeah, the salt. That's the thing too. Is like you never want to buy a used vehicle from the state of New York. You know, unless that shit was in a garage somewhere, because the
Right.
You want to get it from the West. Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
cars suck bad. The underbody. You know, and like a lot of people try to go to the the do-it-yourself car wash so they can like spray all the salt off and whatever, but it's just going to get right back on because it happens for months, where we lay, I'm telling you dudes, and I'm not even lying to you, like 4 dump loads a day on our main streets, like 4 semi trucks full of salt right up the main strip every day, if not more,
Every day.
boom. And
Yeah.
by when the snow starts to melt and they don't need it anymore, the fucking black street actually look like it's bleached now. It's so white and caked with all the salt that they lay.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
it gets pretty nasty here too. They eat holes you get potholes the size of fucking manholes,
Yeah.
They're fucking gigantic. You
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
swallow a car.
Mhm.
It's ridiculous. Potholes suck. You don't have them potholes out there in California. You don't get them.
No, they
You
got all
probably
the
do up in the
potheads.
mountains. I guess they do up in the mountains though, don't they?
It doesn't. It never
Potholes.
rains in Southern California, does it?
So these gigantic fires out there in California land, these
North.
gigantic fucking, they're not taking care of their land properly. That's all.
It's the government's lasers fucking igniting the fires.
To talk about global warming.
Yep.
And it's all controlled. Yeah.
It's
all
all
controlled.
It's all controlled by AOC.
Yeah.
Now,
The man behind the curtain.
I'd like to absolutely take her on a nice dinner.
Oh yeah, I'd like to. I just like to, I'd like to take her and put her on the bed with her head hanging over the side.
I want
Teabag
peppermint
the
patty.
shit out of her. I
Yeah.
just
I
want
want
to. I just want to
peppermint patty.
teabag.
Who's that spokesgirl, the redheaded little thing? What's her name? Peppermint Patty?
Oh, Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah.
No.
No. He's talking about the press secretary. What's
I
her
know.
name?
Jen something.
Psaki.
Jen Psaki. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jen
that's
Psaki,
peppermint
redhead.
patty.
Peppermint Patty.
What is it, you and the fucking peanuts tonight?
Well,
What's
she
that?
looks just like Peppermint Patty.
He kind of does look like, he looks like fucking Charlie Brown 20 years later. Hey, Chuck.
80-year-old Charlie.
Me?
But
Yeah,
Talking
you.
about me?
yeah.
You-
Why you always talking about Peppermint Patty? What the fuck? Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Think
very
I'm
much.
funny? You
think
think
I'm
I'm funny?
Yeah.
You think
I-
I'm here to amuse you?
I think you're funny looking, maybe sometimes,
You funny? Am I funny like a clown?
Am I funny like a clown?
They say that he's like the nicest person in the world when you meet him, that he's nothing
Joe
characters
Pesci.
he plays. Yeah, that he's the most
Yeah.
calm, nice
He's
guy.
laid back. He's
Yeah.
a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love his movies, man. Now talk about good movies. You
I
want to
love
talk about
my
a good
cousin
movie?
Vinny, the two Utes.
The two Utes.
What are you?
You can name all of his movies.
Yeah.
You go, fucking Goodfellas and My Cousin Vinny and fucking what's that movie? What's that movie with the two guys in it? Rush Hour. Is it Rush Hour?
Oh
not
no. It was Briggs and Hightower.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny as shit, man.
No.
I forgot about that he was in that. I forgot that. That's funny in that. Yeah.
He was funny in that. That was pretty hilarious.
He could be funny when he wants to, and he could be the hardcore badass like he was in Casino and Goodfellas and all that. And he can also be the comedy jackass like you need. He's a good actor.
I think it was a little bit just a little bit too late for Godfather. He would have been a perfect fucking what's his name? Who was the bad guy in Godfather? Oh shit. The guy that got shot at the restaurant by
yeah. I know
they're
he
sitting
was
there having dinner.
Yeah.
And the fucking
It's a lot,
police chief, the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have played that guy. He got shot right in the throat.
But he might have been, he actually knew he grew up with Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
They did?
Yeah. Same neighborhood. Yeah, same school, everything.
Yep. And he got them one of their first gigs at the bowling alley he worked at. So he's forever connected. He's actually in, if you go to see Jersey Boys, his character's actually in the musical Jersey Boys. So he is talked about in the Frankie Valli, story, which is kind of cool that he hung around, that those two guys hung around and both became pretty successful from a little town in New Jersey,
but they were badasses on the street.
Mm-hmm.
To hear them tell the tale, they were fighters, man. They had their own clique.
Yeah.
They were ruffians, man. They were rough boys. Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie The Bronx Tale?
Oh my God!
Great movie.
With Chaz
What a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What a great movie.
Yeah. You know what I like?
Talent.
What I liked about that movie is that Robert De Niro didn't typecast himself, and he took the lame. He took
the straight guy. He took the straight guy.
Right. and he let Chaz Palminteri take the tough guy role. And to me, that was you know, a good
Great
movie.
acting.
Yeah, yeah.
If he
And
could do that without
he
being the
also
top
directed.
guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He
Yeah,
also
Well, like he was in Taxi, his first movie, you know, with Sybil Shepherd, and he was kind of the, you know, the guy who didn't mean to be the tough guy, you know, but you know, then he
Yeah.
ended up having to be the tough guy and
Are you
murder the whole
talking to
drug
me?
house.
Are you talking to
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
talking to me?
And then what was the other one he was in with Mean
She
Street?
cleaned it all up for you?
Oh
She
yeah, it
cleaned.
gets
Look at that,
clean.
Guido. She
Wow.
cleaned that for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lady.
Good job. Good
Keep it
job,
different.
Annie.
You
Separate.
can,
Just a little promotion.
can
Yeah,
prune
keep it
my
up
bushes
together.
I know.
Whew,
Yeah.
smells good, brother.
You can burn my
It's that time.
you can prune my bushes anytime.
Yeah, it's that time now.
See, you lucky. I will give you everything.
Yeah.
Working, you
Lucky.
working everything.
I'm a lucky guy.
Lucky guy.
He is a lucky guy. You are a lucky man. You got
Yeah.
your wife to clean up your weed for you and shit. Oh yeah. What a guy. First class check off motherfucker. Anyway, we're talking about movies and you talk about great give me a great marijuana movie.
Oh fuck! I can tell you one that I love is the Pineapple Express.
Pineapple Express, good
Yeah.
movie. I like
That's
that movie. That's a great
I
movie.
love that movie.
Yeah,
Love
good
it.
fucking
It's
movie
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
How
And if
about
I
you?
go ahead,
Yeah,
Freak.
go ahead. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
me. Oh,
Yeah.
Cheech and Chong's got some couple of good fucking pot movies out there that I like.
Well,
And,
okay,
uh,
dramas, more of a drama kind of a thing.
Weeds was a
Well,
great
no,
series.
That was a good
Yeah,
series.
Weeds was, yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good series. Weeds
Yeah.
was a good series, excellent series. That's a good one. But I liked Dazed and Confused. They were all stoned on weed all the time
Yeah.
in the whole movie.
Sure.
That's one of my favorite weed movies.
Well,
There.
Dazed and Confused was great because the fucking soundtrack was a kick-ass.
well, Fast
Yeah,
Times
it
at
was.
Ridgemont High, and
There you go. There's another one. Yeah.
you know, with Sean Penn, for Christ's sake, you didn't find a better stoner on TV, on the
Right.
movies,
No, there
you
was.
know, that
Yeah,
you,
no,
you
he
know,
was great. I remember seeing that one brand new in the theater. It was
Right.
so much better than watching it on TV, you know,
Yeah,
in the
of course.
reruns.
How
do you
about
guys remember that movie? I don't remember the name of it, Babu or something. It was Babu or something. It was with Dan Aykroyd. He played a judge with a cock nose, and Demi Moore was in it. Chevy Chase was in it.
Nothing But Trouble?
John Candy was in it.
Nothing But
And
Trouble.
yeah, boy, what a fucking trip movie that was.
What was it again? What was the name of the movie?
Nothing But Trouble.
No,
Nothing
what a
But
good
Trouble.
movie.
Yeah,
No,
that
what
movie,
a
Yeah.
good movie.
that movie was rated one of the worst movies of all time on
Yeah,
I-
but
Right.
what a great movie. It was
It had those two
funny.
ugly twin babies. They had
Yeah,
those two
yeah.
twins.
babies.
Yeah. Yeah, they were ugly motherfuckers, all covered with dirt and grime
Yeah.
and nasty oil.
Well,
and shit.
they were born in that place, and it was like a nuclear fucking wasteland there.
Right.
Right.
Danny Aykroyd was funny in his own characters, but when he did like things like that, I didn't like that Danny Aykroyd in that. I don't know why.
Hey, Humpty Dumpty was on that, and they played a killer song, tie, the knot, tie. It was great. And then Dan Aykroyd played his organ. I don't know, it was probably fake, but you know, it was so funny. I thought, you know,
Yeah,
he eats that hot dog like a fucking. God damn, that was a funny movie.
No, that was all right.
It was just weird. I just found it to be weird.
It was weird. It was definitely weird.
Yeah.
There was another weird movie back in the 80s when I was a kid called, it was The Garbage Pail Kid. Oh my God, what a scary movie that was.
Oh my God, look at that shit, folks.
You want my
Look at that.
address?
Nothing. You want my address?
Look at
Shit.
how tight that is, bro.
Uh-huh.
That tight. That's one
Nice.
tight fucking nugget, dude.
I'll roll that
It's-
right now.
It's 2 inches around,
You're
maybe, and 4 inches high.
Should have let it go more. It's
Eagle.
time, I guess. I guess it's time.
That's got a nice
Yeah,
color.
it's time. Better me than us. Somebody steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Look at him. He's like a fucking pot store.
yeah. Well, I mean, he could literally he could sell that shit to pot stores, and they they'd have a bargain on their hands because they ain't get weed like that. They can't get weed like that.
Well,
That's
no, this
first
is
class.
outdoor grown. This is outdoor grown, so it's your stone is longer. It's not what I call Hollywood bud, what you get at the store that smells good, tastes good, looks good, but you're stoned until you quit smoking it. Then you got to have more, And,
Right.
and that kind of weed, I don't dig that
That's the
kind.
whole point of it. To
Yeah.
you want to pay
Keep
for the
you
good shit, pay for the good shit that gets you higher longer.
Oh
And
yeah, that's what the heroin dealers did. That's how the heroin
Right.
dealers do it. They
Yeah, but
fucking they
now,
give you the good shit up front, get you
right,
hooked, and then the next thing you know, you're getting the ragu.
right. But not only
That's gonna
that,
be good.
the flavors things now, really blow my mind. Fruity Pebbles and blackberry and raspberry and all this shit.
Yeah, I
When
don't
I
care for the berry buds. I'd rather have a hash taste than a
yeah, I'd
berry.
rather just have like the joint taste, like I always smoke, the weed taste. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't smoke it for the flavor anyways. I mean, I
Right.
never have. I've
Well,
smoked
you
some.
would if you tasted this Hawaiian I smoked before.
I'm not saying that the taste of it is amazing, but I'm just saying that I never got off on smoking weed because it tasted good. That wasn't the reason I was smoking it. It was to get high.
No,
You
it was
know,
to
and
get high.
yeah. So I didn't care if it tasted like ass or pomegranate. I was going to smoke it anyways.
But if it tasted like ass, you probably weren't going to get stoned.
Well, if you smoked enough ass, you could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've rolled some big fucking Cheech and Chong joints with that brown shit and got a pretty good buzz. Well, I'm not
I've
saying
never
it was.
tasted some. I've never tasted ass fucking weed that got you stoned.
Oh man,
No.
maybe some guy rubbed it in his ass fucking hole before he gave it to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
were.
I never got
I
stoned.
remember. I remember getting some really good smoke, and we'd be smoking at a party. There'd be like 5 or 6 of us there smoking weed, and then
Yeah.
one guy'd break out some weed and say, "Here, let's try some of this." Fucking put it in the pipe. We light it up and start snap, crackling, and popping. Well, that's not
Yeah.
seeds that are snap, crack. Those are worms that are snap, crackling, and popping. And I'm going, what the fuck is this? And it tasted like ass,
See,
just
I
like
told you
ass.
ass.
And I said, never mind, man. Keep it. Get this out of my pipe.
Yeah.
Because that taste is never gonna go away.
Oh,
Now
I
I gotta
know.
clean my pipe, you fucking douchebag. Put that
Free ride, you know that
right
you're
there.
like just got your shoulder in there.
Oh, can you see me now? How
Yeah,
about now?
there you go.
Can you see me?
Getting jiggy with it.
Getting jiggy with it.
Oh man, I
My
gotta.
shit.
I had to move my.
The earth is moving so fast, it's pulling my
No,
camera.
stop the earth. I want to get off.
Oh, that's a good one, Tommy.
Killer. That's what I'm gonna call him. Killer Kowalski over there, or something.
Killer Kowalski, yeah.
Killer Clemente. Or
Well, they say, that
Twinkle.
some movies were a flop. Okay, but other movies were a flop, and then they made it. Like take for instance, it was supposed to be one of the worst movies ever was Rocky Horror Picture Show, and that turned out to be a fucking a worldwide
It was a
phenomenon.
cult. That
Yeah.
became a cult
Yeah. Well,
thing.
yeah, that actually, at the beginning of that, only the people that followed that musical liked that movie. Most people, when that movie came out, thought it sucked. It was bullshit. But it got
Yeah.
bigger as time went on, you know,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. It was a small grassroots effort, like, you know, it was pretty cool. I like that fucking movie. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, nobody who made the movie thought it was going to go anywhere. And it ended up being one of the most classic movies ever made, you know?
yeah, who would thought a movie about a transsexual transvestite would make money back then? You know,
Back
Right.
then. Today
yeah,
it would make mega bucks.
right.
If you showed that to the crowd today, they
Mhm.
would go nuts for that movie.
And
Absolutely.
you know, they got some great characters in there. Janet and Brad were Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon were perfect for that role.
Right. Right. It was a great movie. But they
Perfect.
never thought that it was going to go anywhere. They always thought that it was going to be a big fucking flop. And nobody was going to come up with a monster musical, you know?
But everybody said that the fucking Wizard of Oz was a flop too. And look what
Right.
happened with, you
See?
know.
See?
So, you know, sometimes movies take life on their own later on. You know,
And
like
what other movies have done that? See, that's the question. What give me a couple more. There's got to be at least 4 or 5.
I think Rocky took the world by storm. The
Todd,
movie.
rewrite your mics off.
Name 2 movies that were made by people tripping on acid.
Oh, the Easy Rider. I mean,
A Clockwork Orange.
the monkey's
Uh,
head.
yeah. Oh, the monkey's head. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were tripping on acid when they made fucking the Wizard of Oz. They had to have been thinking about drugs.
Yeah.
You know,
Falling off
they,
the ground.
when they, sleep. She breaks out the
Poppy.
poppies. Well, the heroin. Okay, she brings out the heroin, right?
And then the
Okay.
cocaine snow
And then the
comes down and
cocaine
they
comes
wake
down. The
up.
snow starts coming down. That's cocaine. Oh, that'll wake them up. Yeah, that'll wake them up. It's like drinking a cup of coffee. You know, cocaine was legal when that movie was made. So were opiates. So were the opioids. They were all legal back then. People were
Yeah.
tripping on that stuff. Oh, look, he's got flat Earth behind him. Nice. Well, we got about 4 minutes left on the show.
Wow.
All right. Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
quick, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
Yeah, wearing their
see
shirt
what he's
long
got
enough.
behind him there, Sneeze Scab?
What happened?
Look what Guido's got behind him.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
That's flat Earth. And we
Yeah,
want to
that's-
thank everyone who watched that show, that are going to watch
Yeah,
this show.
yeah.
Thank you all for listening in and watching the show on YouTube. Had a really good time again tonight, like we always do. Hope you all
Yeah.
can join for our next show. That was awesome. Yeah. And we got, let's see, you got anything else there, Guido? Any concerts coming to your way?
All I know is the Billy Joel concert that I'm going to. I don't really know much. I haven't paid attention because everything changes all the fucking time. It's ridiculous.
Right. Right. Well, Whitesnake is going on tour in Europe
Yeah.
this summer,
Yeah.
later summer.
Yeah. His voice, though, man, I think it's pretty shot now.
David Coverdale.
Yeah. I mean, he sang so out of his range for so many years. I love David because it's one of my favorite bands. You know, Whitesnake is one of my favorite bands of all time. But every time I go see him, he gets less and less entertaining.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, kind of like Norm.
Do we start
Yeah.
football next week? Hey, this year, let's decide now. Let's take a vote. Are we going to do a football thing?
Sure.
I'd like to. That'd be great.
You guys want to do a
If,
football thing where we
I can
where
say-
we get the schedule, and the one with the least amount, the most wins,
Oh,
wins the venture.
what
You know?
venture?
Well, we pick teams
Well, I don't
every
know.
week. Or what do we
Yeah,
do?
every week each of us pick 3 winners. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you pick 3 guys that are going to win. You pick 3 guys that are going to win, and I'll pick 3 guys that are going to win. The one with the most wins wins the bet. Whatever.
the bragging rights.
Gets the bragging rights. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of a thing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gets the trophy. Yeah.
I
Well,
can-
I'll win that every time. So we got to keep a record.
Yeah, we'll keep the record there, Steeplechase. Don't worry.
All
There
right. Well, we
must be.
beat this one. Make sure you check out all the shows at kgfrocks.com. We got everybody on there, man. We got the new show, our newest DJ on the Advanced Town show is on Thursday nights. He's going to take the place of Tracks, which was really cool of him to do. He didn't have to do that, but he did it anyway. And then we also got all kinds of other things going on at the station. Make sure you listen to kgfrocks.com. Okay, thanks for listening. I think we've bitten this one to death. Got anything else? Got less than a minute.
Hello, 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 hello. Get stoned, be happy.
Get stoned, be happy. All right. Well, that should do it. We're done. Thanks for listening. Have a good night, everybody. Say good night, boys.
Good night, boys. See you later. And
Good night. Good night.
go
We're
back
done.
out.